For a team that has won 6 consecutive conference titles and boasting a 23-1 record this season, it's hard to think that the 8th-ranked Thomas More Saints have endured much adversity in recent years. However, adversity is not only something the Saints have faced head-on, but has been used as motivation for them this season. 2 players who know the most about overcoming the hard knocks of the hardwood are guards Katie Kitchen and Devin Beasley. Kitchen has suffered not 1 but 2 ACL injuries in her college career, the second of which occurred last year in the final week of the regular season.
It was really weird. Like, the surgeon said it was the exact same. Like, I tore the exact same amount of cartilage. My ACL was completely torn. And it was in the St. Vincent game, and I was just driving on the baseline, and I just planted, and it just buckled, and I knew it as soon as I did it.
Kitchen's mishap reduced an already weakened lineup as Jenny Burgoyne and Kelly Dixon had already been cut down by injury, suddenly leaving the top-seeded Saints in perilous position heading into the PAC tournament.
The month of February and first weekend of March was awful because we also lost Jenny Burgoyne and Kelly Dixon, 2 freshman post players at that time, to a shoulder surgery and stress fracture. And then Katie went down against St. Vincent in the second last game of the regular season. So February was not a good month for us.
Despite the injuries, Thomas More rolled past Grove City and Bethany to the conference title game against St. Vincent. In the PAC championship, then sophomore Devin Beasley played the game of her life, scoring 30 points and falling just a few assists shy of a triple-double.
We kind of looked at it as we were the underdog. We wanted to come out and just show everybody that even though Katie went down, we're still a great team. We did it for her. We did it for everybody else that came before us. I mean, that's what Thomas More's all about. We have a tradition, and we want to uphold that and carry that on, so we did it for that.
Beasley's efforts lifted the Saints to their 6th straight PAC crown and another trip to the NCAA tournament. However, soon after, disaster struck again. This time it was Beasley who suffered an ACL injury in the opening round of the NCAA tournament against Louisiana. With Beasley out, it was time for another Saint to step up, and stepping in was Allison Long, who led Thomas More to a 94-91 comeback victory with 36 points.
We were down probably about 18 or so at Thomas More, and Allison, when she saw me go down, I was out for the rest of the game, obviously, and she just made the troops go. She started kicking butt, making shots, and we ended up winning by 2 or 3. And I don't know, it was just cool. It was an amazing moment to see her do that for me, kind of, and we just hugged after, and it's something I'll never forget.
And then Devin getting hurt in the first round of the NCAA tournament it was awful. It was awful to watch again because it had been about 2.5 weeks since Katie had torn her ACL, and to see another player laying there on the floor. But this group, I couldn't be more proud of them, how they handled it. You know, we had to change how we played offense, how we played defense, everything that we were doing for 3 weeks of a regular season and then into the conference tournament. And for us to still stay together, still believe in each other, and have that trust that we could still compete at a high level and be successful was tremendous.
The Saints eventually fell in the NCAA tournament to Illinois Wesleyan in the second round, leaving a long road of recovery ahead for Kitchen and Beasley before the start of the 2012-2013 season.
We've worked out every day since we did it, basically. She did it 2 weeks before I did. We were best friends before, and it just makes us closer. We understand each other now more, and if we're having an off day or if our knee's bugging us, we just gotta tell each other, like, keep going, like, it's gonna be worth it. It's easier to push each other through, so I'm glad I did it with her if I had to do it with anybody.
It was neat because we went to the same therapy place, and I was going through the exact same thing, and I could kind of like coach her since I'd been through it before, because she was obviously devastated, as was I. So that, I think, helped both of us get through it, having one another there, going through the exact same thing, and we could talk about it and remind each other to stay positive throughout everything, and that we were going to come back stronger, like we ensured that we were going to. So that was neat to have her there.
With the endless amounts of time invested in rehabbing, the shared ACL injuries by Kitchen and Beasley only strengthened what was already a close friendship.
We've always been really close, but like having someone that's gone through something as extravagant as that and as painful as that, and just knowing exactly what you've been through, like even now we'll have days where our knee's swollen and we have each other there to be like, hey, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, like, you know, this is part of it and stuff, and it's made us so much closer. We're like sisters.
With the extensive amount of time in the weight room and practice floor, the efforts of Kitchen and Beasley has served as an inspiration for their teammates and head coach.
mean, they're phenomenal. I don't think I could ever be where they were after what they've been through, and I can only imagine the struggles they go through every single day, but they come into practice with a smile on their faces and act like nothing is wrong, nothing has ever happened to them, and so I really look up to them in that aspect.
It just goes to their personality, their drive to compete, the young ladies that they are, and that's how they are in everything they do, whether it's the classroom, anything off campus. They want to be successful. They want to be the best that they can possibly be. And that was their work ethic in the springtime after surgery, and all summer long their goal was to get back probably earlier than what they should have. But, how do you fault a young lady for having that drive?
With the light at the end of the tunnel nearing and basketball season soon approaching, the road to recovery for Kitchen hit a slight speed bump.
Towards the end, like right before I got released, I was having a lot of pain, and they said that my meniscus didn't heal, so they had to go in and take out 70% of my meniscus at the end. So that was kind of a little bit more of a setback, but I was just like, do whatever you need to do. I want to get back on the floor, and I couldn't do anything with as much pain as I was in, so it needed to be done, and now everything's good.
And on opening night, November 16th against Defiance, Kitchen and Beasley were not only back on the floor, but playing at the high level they had displayed before injury. Beasley played 22 minutes in her typical roll off the bench, and Kitchen played a team-high 35 minutes while leading the Saints in scoring with 17 points, part of a 55-51 victory. Since then, the pair has played in every game this season, leaving behind any mental scars left by their ACL injuries. For Kitchen, however, the physical pain is something that she deals with day to day.
Well, I have to do a lot of different things. I wear like compression sleeves and I ice a lot, and I take medicine usually to try to keep the swelling down, because without having that extra cushioning in there with my meniscus, it's hard. But with the swelling and stuff, I've been dealing with it since early on. So it's just one of those things where you just kind of have to go with it. And it's to the point where now I just don't let it affect me anymore, and I know that it's going to be there, and I've learned to play with it and to cope with it, and it hasn't affected me. So I hope that I can remain pain-free for the rest of the season at least.
Because of chronic pain in her knee and having sustained ACL injuries to both knees during her collegiate career, this season will likely be the last for Katie Kitchen, despite still owning another year of eligibility. With the final run nearing for Kitchen, as well as seniors Allison Long and Jill Brunsman, there's nothing the Saints would love to do more than win a 7th straight PAC title, and this time to cap it off with a national championship. And if there's ever a time when things get tough, all the Saints have to do is think about all the adversity they've overcome to drive them.
Nobody wants to win it more than us. It's been a dream of ours since I was little. Just talking about it gets me excited. Of course, PAC first set us up for the NCAA, and my biggest goal is to leave my seniors with a W on their last game on Hope College floor, so hopefully we'll make that happen.